You're listening to the Impact Implosion on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
It is May 3rd, 2018. It is another episode of the Impact Implosion here on the AngryMarks Podcast Network. As always, I am Seth Draken, and on the other end is the AMW to my sex, Mr. Mike Poland.
Oh, God.
Yes, there is the reason for that joke is there is a video that... Here's the description of the video. This is what it says. Chris Harris chooses AMW over sex.
Poor choice of words, everybody.
I know. Sports Entertainment Extreme. There was a group that was
break
called...
up the letters a little bit.
I know. So, no. Someone put that.
Ugh.
So, we do have some news. Impact is launching a new Twitch series starring Santino.
Oh, no.
And the other news is Ed Nordholm, fucking Ed, in an interview revealed until his company developed an interest in buying Impact Wrestling, he was not a wrestling
What a surprise.
Congratulations. Yeah, this is Jim Herd all over again. Although he doesn't run a pizzeria shop beforehand.
Hey, Alan Fry.
Yeah, so congratulations. The reincarnate. Oh, actually, this is worse. Herd apparently was a program director for wrestling in St. Louis. So he knew what the fuck.
Out of the pizza shop.
So the fucking pizza guy knew what the fuck he was doing, and he still fucked up. So now we have a guy who doesn't know what the fuck pro wrestling is. But yep, he runs it. He's the head boss.
What is this I'm watching that's been on my network for the last 2 years?
Yep. Fucking A.
I ain't got nothing for that one. On to the show.
On to the wrestling show. Because there was one tonight. That wasn't good.
Nope.
And apparently, our producer has shared a photo with us before we get started. So let's see what this photo is. P.S. Ed Nordholm may not even be a wrestling fan, but he's better than Dixie Carter.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. Dixie wasn't really a wrestling fan until she bought in, so that's a good comparison.
At least he can't tell anybody to cut their long hair and look like Spartacus.
I know. Yeah, shave yourself bald. Shave all that long hair. Get rid of that. You're going to be a Spartacus.
Series. Cut your hair. You're going to be a Spartacus.
Yeah.
Who is this Jimmy Jacobs fellow?
Who's this Jimmy Jacobs fellow? He looks ridiculous. Zombie princess? Why is he a zombie princess? Let him be a zombie prince. Oh, that would defeat the whole point of his joke. It's not a good joke, but yeah, let's get to this show, which I'm going to warn you was not good.
What, an Impact that wasn't good? That sounds like the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. So yes, Eli Drake starts the show.
Eli Drake starts.
Yeah, Eli. We had a montage of last week's Impact, and then we have Eli Drake coming down with his briefcase and tag title. He said that he told Scott Steiner to have the night off so he could deal with his freaks and peaks as he wishes.
You can have the night off, pal.
And the crowd chants, "Nobody cares."
Well, you guys do. You're there.
Yeah. So Eli Drake says, I am calling my shot next week. I am taking my title match against Pentagon Jr. And he's going to win. He promises to win the title. So Pentagon Jr. comes out. And he does the Sierra Miedo gesture, and the two guys just insult each other and raise their either briefcase or title.
Oh, God.
Then we go to backstage where Kira Hogan admits that, yeah, I lost at the pay-per-view, but maybe that wasn't my redemption. But I asked for a rematch, so maybe tonight's my redemption. Tessa Blanchard interrupts her and says that redemption should be Hogan's last pay-per-view match.
We can only hope.
We can only hope. Now that there's a total package like her, Kira can take a back seat. He says, Tessa Blanchard. Yeah, not Tara Blanchard. What the hell? Tessa has been good at sitting and watching the action. And she could do that tonight as she beats Taya Valkyrie.
Goody.
Then the return of Grado with Joseph Park.
Wait a minute.
He says,
what?
Hello. He says he has worked out his visa issues and says that he got himself a smoking girlfriend. I'm going to hate this.
Yes,
So Aries talks about how even though he lost his world title, he's going to get it back and things will be fine around here. And I think Grado offered him something, but Aries slapped it out of his hand and he said, eat a banana. Which Joseph Park eats instead.
Eat a banana.
Because he's fat.
Here
Here comes the Chris brothers of OVE, and I do have to notice that Jay Christ wears what looks like to be pajamas.
He just
That's
rolled
what it
out of
looks
bed.
like.
I
That's
gotta
what
wrestle tonight.
That's what it looks like. I'm sure it's not pajamas. It's a suit, but it looks like pajamas.
And they're taking on Falaba and KM after their fat-shaming feud last month.
Yep.
Wonderful.
And this was a nothing match where the poor Chris brothers had to lay down while both KM and Falaba did log rolls on them.
And even after that, the Chris brothers still win.
They still won with a roll-up.
With a roll-up, no less.
Yep. Then we get a backstage interview with Moose.
Moose!
Who says, I am Mr. Impact Wrestling, and I will become the champion. And, Moose, until you win the world title, unless you're a heel, you're not allowed to call yourself Mr. This Show. You need to win.
Rob Van Dam.
Well, Rob Van Dam was first to heel when he did that, so it worked. Moose was not a heel when he started using Mr. Impact Wrestling.
Unfortunately, even if Moose turned heel, I don't think there's any saving him at this point.
I know. So, anyways, Jimmy Jacobs shows up. And he's like, what the hell do you want? Grabs him by the jacket and says, what do you want? And Jacobs says, well, I want you to meet my monster next week. And Moose is like, okay.
That was easy.
That was easy. So, Taya Valkyrie versus Kira Hogan, Part 2. And once
match
again,
everyone wants to see.
These two had a terrible match.
Again.
But this time, Tessa Blanchard comes out and basically makes the match thrown out. by attacking Kira, beating her up, running her to the ring bell, and then... So what was the point of that?
There was no point.
There was no point, yeah. So we get a Brian Cage montage.
And a random match.
And a GWN exclusive match that we are, for some reason, showing on... This is supposedly an exclusive match for GWN. And we're showing it on Impact.
I get Brian Cage on there.
You've lost the point of a exclusive match.
It's a Coliseum video exclusive.
It should be exclusive to the video, not having it actually on the show. So yeah, Brian Cage takes on Mick Moriarty, Slex, and Brody Mitchell are called Three Nobodies. Except Mick Moriarty has a freaking hair that he looks like a clown.
Pagliacci, the Klein Clown.
Yeah, he looked like a freaking clown at times. So the announcers put over Cage huge the entire time, and even says when Cage is getting hit with moves, oh yeah, he's just letting him do that. He's just letting him do it. He's letting him do that German suplex. Oh, he's letting him do that F5. So he's just letting him do it. Fuck it. So in the end, Cage wins with the drill claw. This was longer than it should have been. Why the hell did this match take so long?
Have to fill time.
So then we had what should have been match of the night. Easily. Aerostar, Chocolate, and Drago take on DJZ, Andrew Everett, and Desmond Xavier.
The Mexicans don't get an entrance.
DJZ has new music.
And a Chris Jericho light-up jacket.
Yes, and Don Callis thinks Lucha Rules of being ring out as well, being as good as a tag, is confusing.
He's not wrong.
No, I actually think he's totally wrong. It's pretty easy. If you get out of the ring, somebody else can come in. So, and here's the problem with this match. They took time to do random moves several fucking times. They had to all set up like they were a goddamn cheerleader squad to do a simple move.
Yeah.
It got bad. It was really bad. And it looked so fake, so choreographed, that I could not get into this match. And it ultimately the match ended up being boring. Which I should not say about these men in a 6-man tag. Yeah, that happened, and Everett, DJZ, and Xavier won with DJZ hit the ZDT. So, guys, sometimes keeping it simple and then having certain fun spots makes for a better match. You might want to listen to that idea.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. So, Eli Drake's backstage and runs into Austin Aries, who says he's going to do something that he has never gotten from all. He still considers the grand title a world title, by the way. Fucking idiot. And Austin wishes Eli Drake luck. He says, regardless, the other title is coming back. World title is coming back to him. And he hopes Eli Drake wins next week because he knows he can beat him. And then leaves, and Drake calls him a piece of trash.
Kind of a burial of Drake, by the way.
I know. So, KM and Falaba are backstage. KM tells him, hey, if you follow me, I'll change your entire life from the way you work out, the way you eat, and the women you date. But the cameras pan away and once again find a man beaten up in the back with a red card and a black X circle on him. All you got to say is, I'm thinking the soccer term, this guy got a red card. He's suspended. So, next week, LAX will face the newly formed tag team of Z&E, DJ Z and Andrew Everett. And there's a fatal four-way for the X Division match to crown a new number one contender.
And one of the guys in that match is in our X Division title match tonight.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Ishimori.
Yeah. By the way, it's funny because Josh said, hey, the winner of this next week X Division fatal four-way match gets a title shot against Matt Sydal. There's the problem. Matt Sydal's defending his title against Taiji Ishimori tonight. So you've basically spoiled it. You dumbass.
You dumbass, Josh.
So they play a video of last Friday of Edwards getting out of jail following assault of Sami Callihan at the hospital. And Tommy Dreamer has to pick him up and says, dude, I bailed you out. Get in the fucking car.
Get in the fucking car.
Oh, yeah, and Tommy Dreamer's wearing a Rowdy shirt. You know, Ronda Rousey or is it Roddy Piper, whichever one. It's one of the two. I think it's a Roddy Piper one, but anyway, then we get Taiji Ishimori versus Matt Sydal for the X Division title, a match that I said spoiled. Fucking spoiled.
Yeah.
So this match was probably the match of the night. It was good. It was an okay match, but it was ruined by the fact that Josh already told us who was going to win. And Sydal retains with the same finisher that we saw at Redemption. So then we go back to Dreamer and Eddie Edwards. And Dreamer says, dude, I spent several years of my life obsessing over beating someone, but I wish I had moved the fuck on from that. You need to move on. And Edwards is like, dude, I appreciate you bailing me out, but you're not my dad, and I'm an adult, so no. I'm not willing to listen. Bye. He's a grown-up. He's a grown man. Next, Allie backstage with Rosemary. And Allie tells Rosemary she will be there for her tonight, but Rosemary tells her, no. Promise us you will not come out there no matter what.
But I'm your friend.
No. But no. No. You cannot come out there no matter what. And Allie says,
I wonder what that's setting up.
Okay. So Santana and Ortiz are in the clubhouse, and they are pissed that everything is falling apart. And they get the name wrong. E and Z are gonna feel their wrath. It's Z and E. But oh well, whatever. So yeah. Next week, LAX takes on Z and E in a match. So finally it's time for the match they've built this whole show around. Rosemary versus Su Yung, which never even starts. The two start fighting before the bell even happens. Su Yung hits a panic switch on the floor and summons her undead bridesmaids with a coffin.
And Allie comes out.
Allie comes out to attack Su Yung, and Rosemary's not happy with this.
Says, go before it's too late.
And it's too late. The undead bridesmaids grab Allie. Rosemary tries to save her, but Su Yung hits her. Rosemary tries to fight back and has a kendo stick to hit Sue with, but Sue missed her and hits a panic switch off the stage onto a table.
And puts Rosemary in the casket.
Puts Rosemary in a coffin. It's obviously a coffin difference, I think. And by the way, the last thing you hear as Rosemary's going in the coffin is one fan telling her, "You put her in the wrong way." Seriously, there's a reason one side's bigger than the other.
Botchamania.
You put her in the wrong way. You don't know how a coffin works.
Aerodynamics, everybody.
You're supposed to put them standing. The smaller end is for the legs. The bigger area is for the head, shoulders, and arms. You put her basically in the other way. And you close the coffin. So yes, while Rosemary is buried, she is uncomfortable as hell.
Have we witnessed the death of Rosemary? No, it's the writing off.
Yeah, she's injured.
She'll be back eventually.
Yep. And that's the end of this show.
Ugh.
This was not a good show, folks.
No.
So, do you have anything to sell before we go for the night?
Nope.
Well, last week I had mentioned that the induction of what was it again? Oh yeah, Puppet Master is up, and now I am inducting Flash Gordon. Flesh Gordon meets the Cosmic Leaders. Flesh Gordon. Yep. And unfortunately, unlike the first one where I had good things to say about it, I'm not going to have good things to say about this one.
Yeesh.
Might have a bigger budget, but not as good. So there is that. I'm going to start I have the intro up. I am getting ready to start the induction since I have the movie with me. So with that all said, Miley, we are heading to bed.
Good night, everybody.